Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Meals and Mortgages. So again, just me. We're gonna do a meatloaf today. I have my lovely assistant Rylan with me, the puppy. I know many of you know who Rylan is. She's doing good. If y'all actually care to know, she's actually doing really good. We're pretty much so potty trained now, which is cool. Still pulling a little bit on the leash, and always getting the zoomies. So still a fun time trying to train her on how to do things. She's very stubborn, kind of like me, and not listening to much of anything that we tell her. So, but it's cool. Like she's still my little girl. So, I can't complain too much when she acts too much like me. So, but back to what I was talking about. We are doing meatloaf today. I am going to switch everything to the opposite side that I normally do, so you're going to see like the rest of my kitchen and everything kind of set up today. But yeah, we're going to do meatloaf and mashed potatoes. So I've already started one of my meatloafs because we're doing like I'm trying to make it to where like I have one of them almost ready, because meatloaf takes like an hour and a half to cook if you do it in the oven. I'm doing one in the air fryer, so I'm going to see how this works because I've never done one in the air fryer. But I'm going to use the same kind of like mixture that I did with the one that's in the air fryer, but I'm going to put the other one in the oven. So I have like my air fryer one. Hopefully that turns out really good. Kind of excited about it. It takes like 45 minutes to do that. And then we're going to have the one in the oven, which takes like an hour and a half to cook. So the air fryer takes like 45 minutes off of your cooking time, which is kind of cool. But we're also going to talk a little bit today about oh gosh, what did I say on here? We're going to for the mortgage side, we're going to talk about pros and cons of down payment assistance. Like everybody always wants to talk about getting down payment assistance. It's not free, even if it's free. Even if it comes in a grant form to where you don't have to pay it back, it's still not free. So we're going to talk about like the pros and cons of what it takes to do down payment assistance. Hey Karen, thanks for tuning in today, and hey Heather Nicole, hope to see you in a couple weeks. So but let's kind of get started. So I'm going to put this here, get it to where you can kind of see what I'm doing. I've got I do a meatloaf pretty simply. Basically I just kind of have my ground meat. It's pretty nasty and pretty quick. So I don't measure anything by cups. So like I do the way that my mama and my grandma always taught me how to cook. And that's just you put that stuff in the bowl and go with it. So I use ketchup with mine. So I just kind of put a little bit of ketchup on the top. As you can see, I've got like half my bowl here of meat. So I put my ketchup on top just to kind of cover the top of it. Then I'm going to get my salt. Throw some salt in here. A few little turns on my salt shaker. Y'all, this is the best thing ever. Like, I love a pepper mill and a salt grinder. I've been wanting one forever, so I finally got one. So, hey Aaron, how are you? So then I'm going to do my pepper, a few little grinds of pepper in here. And I've already preheated my oven. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And of course, like I said, I've got my air fryer going. I've already started the air fryer, but the air fryer is set at 400 degrees. That's kind of probably the reason why it cooks a little faster. And I did what I normally would do. I put my ketchup on the top to kind of let it, when I cook it, I always put ketchup on the top. So I'm hoping that the air fryer doesn't like really scorch the ketchup on the top. So I put garlic in mine. So I'm going to get like a teaspoon of garlic, throw it in there, and then my onions. I'm always eating onions or something. I love them. So throw those in there, and then you just mix it up. So tonight's going to be a really simple thing. I've already got my potatoes going. They are in, I cut them up, just diced, or cubed them, I guess you could say. Cube them up. and then got those ready in the water with a little bit of salt and pepper. And once I get everything out, drain the water out, then I'll put those in with a little bit of butter and cream them up. Hey Bronzy, how are you doing? I know that you were having some little medical issues earlier. I think it was last week. I hope you're doing okay. So, and then let's grab my crackers. Now, you can use breadcrumbs or panko crumbs to be able to throw it into your stuff. But when I was a kid, I didn't know anything about no panko crumbs. So, we always got saltine crackers, crunch these boogers up, and let it go. Hey Bill, good to have you on. Glad to see you. So I'm going to grab a few little crackers, crunch them up real quick. So did any of you guys use panko crumbs or panko bread, whatever, when y'all were making your meatloafs as a kid? Did your parents use that? Was that really a thing when we were kids? Most people don't know. I'm actually close to. I'm 40, so I just act like I'm 12. But no, I'm 40, so these kind of things are kind of my old traditional stuff when I was a kid. So I'm glad you're doing better, Bronzy. I'm glad to say I was actually a little concerned for you. So just wanted to make sure that you're doing well. So also, Heather, when you used the end of the bread, was it did you toast the bread, or did you just use wet bread, like regular bread, to make yours? Oh, y'all, see, I'm over here chatting, and I didn't even think about my egg. So, throw my one little egg in here. Let's get that in. So it kind of gets really wet, which is good. That way it don't dry out too much in the oven. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like here in just a minute. So Valerie, you always used saltine crackers, and you're 40. I think it's a generational thing. We didn't have all these HGTV stuff or Food Network teaching us country folks how to use panko crumbs. We used what we had, right? So saltine crackers. Saltine crackers is where you did. Dennis, I'm making meatloaf. Actually, there's plenty. Come on over. Jump on over. Let me wash off my hands real quick. So, here's what my mixture looks like right now. So, if you look to me, it's wet, but to me, it still kind of looks like the meat instead of just the we've got a little ketchup in it. So, I for my flavor of the ketchup to kind of come out a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit more ketchup in there and throw it in there. We'll be there in 2 minutes. Come on! You can keep me company and talk with me about stuff too. So, this is almost ready. And I'm going to wash off my hands real quick. So yeah, this looks a little better. I can smell the... Hopefully you guys haven't had COVID where it actually hurts your sense of smell. So I kind of use my sense of my cooking, my smell is how I decide when I'm going to stop doing stuff. So now I can not the ketchup is not overpowering smell but I can smell a little bit of the ketchup in here. So yeah, that's when I know that's the consistency that I like. So. Hey, Leah Owens. Yeah, I miss you too. Hopefully soon we can get together. Starting to see a little bit of better results of the world and being able to get together and stuff because people are starting to get vaccinated, which is awesome. So herd immunity is starting to hit around. So I love it. So let me wash off my hands. I'm going to get my pan started. So I went and bought a bunch of little hand towels because I forget why I even bought them. It wasn't for cooking, but I only needed one, and like if you buy 2 hand towels, it was like $4. But if I bought like 16 hand towels, it was like $3. And I was like, I'm gonna get 16 hand towels and just throw these boogers around the house all day. All right, so I'm gonna get my pan started here. Oil it up, that way it don't stick. And then I'm just gonna take my meat mixture. Here it is. You can see it's a little bit more pink from the ketchup. And just kind of throw it in the pan. So, like I said, there's plenty here, Dennis, if you really want to come over. Like, I'm going to have plenty. So, I'm just going to press it into my pan. If you want a cleaner pan, I guess you could probably put down some parchment paper so you could lift it out a little easier. But everybody knows, like, your pan's going to, like your meatloaf, you're just going to kind of have some oil in it, so it's going to kind of lift out easy anyways. So, is there a bread cloth? Use them as a bread cloth. Oh, you're talking about my rags? Yeah. Alright. So now that I've got all that done, I'm going to pop this into the oven. So, watch out, Riley. So my assistant, she's not very smart. She just sits underneath my feet all the time. So, I'm going to, while this kind of cooks up a little bit, we're going to go have a seat and chat a little bit. Let me read some of these comments, make sure I haven't missed any of you guys' questions or anything. And here we go. All right, awesome. So, that way when you come over, you have fresh bread. Am I making the bread or are you making the bread? Because you know I don't make bread. That's the one thing I have not started doing yet. I leave the bread to you, like breads and cookies and cakes all to you. Like, I just eat them. That's why I'm fat. So, hey Laura, how are you? Good to have you on. And so, let's talk about like the while we're waiting. I've got 15 minutes left on my air fryer. So let's talk about like down payment assistance. What is down payment assistance, and how do I qualify? So the down payment assistance that I'm going to be referring to is going to be through one of my lenders, is FHA, and they offer hey Denny, how are you? They offer down payment assistance that is not required to pay back. So I'm going to speak specifically to this one, but throw in some extra information about other down payment assistance programs that do have to be paid back and what the differences are. So with down payment assistance, most people are like, okay, I don't have the money down to be able to buy a house. Can I still buy a house? Possibly, depending on what programs are available to you. So this specific program that I'm talking about is a grant. So grants do not have to be paid back. It's granted to you. So it's not a loan. So we do not have to count that into your DTI. So it doesn't count towards, like, negatively towards you. But, cool, right? I get free money to help me down payment. So this particular program offers anywhere between 2 to 3% down. So if, let's use easy math again. So we have a $100,000 loan, right? That means we would get anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 to go towards our down payment assistance. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have any money out of pocket, period. You could still possibly have money come out of pocket. You're still going to have your appraisal and inspection that you're going to have to pay for, so that's money that's not going to be covered. But when it comes down to like the fees that you would have to close at the end of at the end of the day, that you're going to have this down payment assistance cover. Maybe all of it, maybe not, depending also if your seller is going to pay for any of your closing costs. But nonetheless, so just say you're going to get anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 down on this particular program. You do not have to. Hey, Mama, yeah, I was actually surprisingly on time, so go figure that one out. But so you're going to pay that you're going to get that grant, but they're going to increase your interest rate. And you're probably going to get somewhere close to about a 5% interest rate for that down payment assistance. You're not going to get a interest rate that is, I guess you could say, like a prime interest rate, where everybody else is like looking at, 3.25% interest rate, and they're paying their down payment themselves, or if they're getting a even lower, like a 2.75 interest rate. If they're getting that lower interest rate, it's because, number one, they're paying money down. Could be anywhere between, they could be putting 20% down on their house. That's why they're getting that 2 point whatever interest rate. Or they're putting 3% down and getting that 3.25%. But they're paying their down payment. They're paying for extra services, I guess you could say. They're not getting hit for taking on additional things. And it simply goes back to like the old saying of nothing comes for free. Well, that's true. The other opportunities that you have with down payment assistance is it can be used as a secondary loan. That point, you have to go back in there and look at whether or not you're still going to qualify for the same amount of money, because you're going to have two loans. You're going to have your primary mortgage, which is your $150,000 loan or $100,000 loan, like we referred to before. Plus, if you got that down payment assistance and got, say, $3,000 for down payment assistance, you're going to have a secondary loan. So now you're going to have two payments. So say that first loan is $600 for that, $100,000 loan. And this is just estimations, throwing like quick numbers out of my head. These are not like real numbers, guys. So let's say you have that $600. Hey, Willie. Will's late too. My mom and Will are late today. What's up with this? So you had that first loan. Just say it's a $600 payment on that $100,000 loan, and then you have your second loan, or your down payment assistance loan. That subsidized loan, just say it's $15. I know it's not a lot, but you're going to have $15 for 10 years, most likely. So, surprise. But yeah, so that $3,000 loan, you're going to have a loan for probably 10 years on it, anywhere between 5 to 10 years, and you're going to pay $15, $20 extra. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that loan's still costing you. And plus you've got you're going to pay all that extra interest. So that's not a free down payment assistance. Yes, you're getting money to help you buy this house, but it comes at a cost. And to boot, on top of that, like taking out that secondary loan and getting that down payment assistance, even that one's going to have probably like a 5 or 6% interest rate on top of it. So you're going to have to think probably in the future, next year, 6 months to a year, about trying to refinance this and go through the process again. So the pros and cons are, yes, you can get down payment assistance to help you out. There's motion at my front door. Is there somebody is Dennis at my front door? Let's go check. So you can get that extra money to help you out, but is it really helping you out? No, it's just, I guess, my neighbors. But that money, just remember that down payment assistance is not free. If you're looking to purchase a house and you need that money to get you in the house, that's all well and good. So, Rylan, stop. My assistant. It's all well and good if you need the money to get it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just know that there are the pros and cons there of being able to use it. You're not going to get that low interest rate. It's just not going to happen. So, and don't be ashamed if you have to ask for that. But if you have the money to put down on a house, don't just do it because it's there, because it costs you more in the long run to be able to get that money for free to help you out. So just keep that in mind. So let's go check. Now that that's our mortgage side, y'all. Like that's Uncle Richard trying to keep you from spending more money than you have to. So, all right, let me check my potatoes real quick. I'm gonna grab a fork, and we should be done. Yep, we are definitely done. We got about 7 minutes left on the meatloaf here. I'm gonna check it real quick. Yeah, it's a little crispier than I like it, but we're good. It's still good. It's not burned. It's just crispy. That's our safe word for it. All right, so I'm gonna drain my potatoes real quick. Y'all get to see like my whole house almost today. Like, I've just been all over it. All right, so we got that. Got my eye off. So after Monday, y'all, I'm gonna have to start doing my own dishes again when I cook and clean because Alan's gonna be going back home. So don't be surprised if there's less dishes being used. I'm kidding, but not really. So what goes in Richard's potatoes? Salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little bit more, even though we added some in the cooking process. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper here. And I used red potatoes because I like red potatoes. And then we're going to throw in our butter so that can start getting melted. Maybe about 2 tablespoons of butter. And then some people like to use mayo in theirs, some people don't. I like to use mayo, and because I'm a garlic person, we're going to throw a little bit of garlic because I like garlic mashed potatoes. Sometimes I throw cheese in there. I have cheese, a lot of it, so we might do it. And then I'm going to get Alan's favorite thing in the world. He hates it like nobody's business. The smasher. And kind of mash all this together. Like y'all, I ain't kidding. He hates this thing. It's so hard to clean. So he hates that when I use it. So I'm going to get those mashed up. So of course with just the butter in there, it's kind of dry. So that's why I use some mayo. So a little bit of mayo in there to kind of mash, to kind of wet it. You can use some milk. Some people like to use milk. I just like the mayo. So you can keep your potato water to kind of help you make it wet too, so the starch is still there from the potato water. So, but today I didn't do that. I probably should have today because these are a little drier. And then I'm going to get my cheese. Cheese. And put a little bit of cheese in there. And we got about 3 minutes left on the meatloaf. So by the time we get through with our potatoes, we should be really good with the meatloaf and ready to go. So Dennis, you better hurry. So, alright. Now, I'm going to have to put a little bit of water or a little bit of something in there to get these a little less dry. That's better. Alright. And I leave my skin on as well. I leave the skin on my potatoes so they can... I like the flavor of it. But that's basically how everything looks. I'm going to get this all plated up and take a little picture of everything. Let me show you the potatoes in here. Maybe it's going to flip. So it's not wanting to show the camera. That's my potatoes. And then I'll get the meatloaf out here in just a minute. We've got like a couple of minutes left on that, and I'll take a picture of everything. I don't want to show you all the meatloaf right now because, like I said, it's a little crispier than I like, but it's still going to taste good. But I just want to make sure that I plate it pretty first. Y'all know me, I like it to be a pretty plate. But that's it. If y'all have any questions about anything, feel free to give me a call. Richard with Mills and Mortgages. You can call me at 205-863-5231. Love to be able to help you guys out, find your home, and get you into the home of your dreams. All right. Until next week. Talk to you later. Bye.